Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another episode, Project 1 Ton. Time to get started into some body work. So let me catch you up to what I've got going on so far. Okay, so if you recall, I had to take the door off before I could get to these pieces in here, which I have now done. I put a sliver in here, piece in here, and have touched it up with some glass plus, and I'm getting to work on filling in the bottom section here and straightening it out. Now this post here, the post is in really good condition here. It's been painted before, so the badges need to come off and clean up some of this paint. There's no dents in this that I can see, so you know, badges, rubber off, tidy that up, get some new primer on it. I'm gonna work my way forward down this rocker, just cleaning up where I've installed it. It's not really bad, just around here and a little fiddly bit here. It's new metal. It didn't get all beat up, so I should be good to get up to about somewhere around the seat portion of it here, because I still have to get the doors off to finish up where the door post ties into the rocker here. But I do have the end caps. The end caps are made and installed. Once again, like I said, you know, I don't want to bore you guys with any more sheet metal work, so basically piece of 20 gauge, put a 90 on it for here, put it up, clamped it, traced out the contour of the end of the rocker, trimmed it, fit it, welded it, ground it, and like I say, until I get the door off and cut a little more of this fender off, repair the extension of the door post. Same thing basically on the other side. Now I'm on the hunt for replacement passenger door. Good chance I'll be able to reskin the driver's door. And now I don't know if you guys were paying attention as I was going along through the videos. I did acquire 2 new back doors as opposed to trying to fix the old ones. Now here's why. If you recall, I had to cut the latches, these latches out of the old doors, and the bottoms were severely rotted. These latches are $75 a piece to get replacements. And long short story, these doors were only $75 each, so that's a bonus. This one's in excellent shape. It's got some dents in it. This is the only little touch of rust is right there, so it just needs cleaned up, the dents. But the door for the other side, yeah, it's good condition as well. Very good condition, just needs cleaned up. But it's latched down here. It's got a little rust around it, but it's not rotted. Just a quick media blast, and that should be good. Now, same situation on this side of the truck. The post here, excellent condition. Lose the badges, lose the rubbers. All that stuff's gone. It's not going back on. Of course, there's only like one little dent here and some shitty paint work here. Finish up the cab corner, you know, because you know, this is all new metal up in under there. No matter what I tried to do, you know, it got welded, so you know, it blew any of that weld primer or any surface that I put on it, obviously off of it. Little moisture got in there. It's not a big deal. Clean this all up, and once this is all complete, I'll be spraying the insides of those rockers with some treatment, and I won't have to worry about that anymore. So let's get set up and see just what else I've got going on. Okay guys, let's have a look at the door here. Gonna look for door dings. Now the easiest way to look for door dings is to get some sort of light behind the panel or beside the panel and look down upon it. Now there's a discrepancy to watch different people's videos about using magic marker, or should you use pencil, should you use a paint marker. all these products are acceptable. The only thing you need to be aware of with a magic marker is that you get all the magic marker off. Otherwise, if you paint over it, it will find its way to the surface. So if I circled this real big and I did the thing and, you know, left that magic marker on the outside here and I painted over it, it would find its way to the surface of the paint and there'd be a big circle on the piece after it's finished. So I'm just gonna go with the with the paint marker, and you guys can see, I hope you can see there's a ding here. Obviously there's a huge ding here, there's a crack there. This piece appears to be nice and flat. Now over here there's another dent here, and it actually has a crown. Not every dent has a crown, so this is a high spot here, have to deal with. Got peeling clear in this area, and of course some scuff marks, and another ding here, so not a big deal. Okay, so I got my T-square out, and everybody has their own opinions on how much filler is too much filler. Well, it's under a 1/16 should be good for me. That also pretty shallow. This one I mentioned did have a crown, but it is also shallow, so we're gonna have to do a little work there because of that crown. But up here you can see this is quite a void. I hope you can see there's quite a void here under my square, so that's gonna need a pin welded right on the body line and pulled out. So it's your own choice. If you want to put 1/2 inch of filler in a dent in your door just like this big, yeah, that's up to you. Just remember, 4 or 5 years down the road, that filler along the way is going to contract and shrink down, and when it does, you're going to have a wave in the door or a circle where that filler shrunk down over the course of time. Just remember that. Roll lock, 36 grit. Stud gun. Okay, so I ended up putting a pin on there too. Might as well pull that if I can. This one here, so I'm ready to go. Just gonna clamp onto it with a vice grip, pull up, and then with the other hand whack that high spot lightly with the hammer. Probably be good. Down here, probably gonna have to get into something a little more serious. I need one more stud in the middle. don't know if I can get an angle on this shot or not, but yeah, that's pretty much dead on. Okay, so I got some 80 grit on the DA. Just gonna go around the edges here, kind of feather that in, and then wipe it down with some wax and grease remover and skim it in body filler. Okay, so body filler applied to the door. Now I'm working on more than just this door. I'm just highlighting the repairs on this door for this video because I think this is a little more interesting than this cab corner. But I am working on this at the same time. So this is ready to sand down here. I applied some filler to the weld seam here, getting ready to do this blend from this line up to this line. So, just in case you wanted to know. 80 grit on the DA. Just gonna knock the surface off with that, get these ridges out and chunks off. 80 grit on the 11-inch Durablock, block it down with, and go from there. That's just about ready for primer. I'm gonna carry on. Now, disappointment on every curve here by the looks of it. I was done doing this block work. I just happened to have run the block over the surface of the door, kind of like that, and I had scratches here and no scratches here, but scratch over here. So I just did a quick crisscross pattern like that, and you can see have a low spot, low spot, low spot, low spot that I couldn't see before because they're so small and they did not pick up in the reflection, but they did pick up obviously in the sanding scratch. So gonna crack out the DA sander, sand this whole section down, and put a skim of filler in it. Okay guys, I was gonna save this Porta-Cable electric DA sander for an unboxing and review until I got into this situation. The little bit that I did with my air sander on these other parts, not a big deal. But now I'm actually stripping down this section that I outlined. So I don't want to overwork my air compressor. I bought this tool for that reason, because the incident with the hood and all that sanding, you know, that wasn't good. My air compressor worked really hard to drive that sander for hours on end, and then to turn around and use that shitty little quarter sheet sander to fix the situation. I looked up on the on Amazon, and I've been watching these tools. There was a price drop, like 15 bucks, and yeah, I got one. And so far, it's doing a good job. It is a little heavy. Of course, it has an electric motor in it, but overall, it sands very well. There's not a whole lot of excessive vibration, and it's getting the job done. So there you have it. Let's check out the action. So what do I think of the Porta-Cable DA sander? Well, it made short work out of this section on this door. I sanded this section down in like 5 minutes to bare metal. Now this, you can see, this has got the clear, the base, the primer, the corrosion resistant coating, and then the bare metal. This is a stock factory finished door. Cleaned that right down, like I said, in 5 minutes. I'm impressed. If you don't have one of these, I recommend you get one and save your air compressor. Okay, so there's no point in wasting time. I had to move into the shade. I got in the sun over there. Well, this was hardening up. I went ahead and pulled off the badge and the bumper with the heat gun and a putty knife. Yeah, there's adhesive on there. I'll take care of that later because it's a full paint job, right? Another skim coat, extending this this seam blend in, and a little bit on the bottom here. This is getting closer to getting finished up. Since this area has gotten a little bigger than expected, pulling out the 16-inch Durablock. Gone as far as I can for today. It's getting late in the afternoon. Gonna get this into 2K primer and back onto the truck. So I'm gonna back mask around the window, like put the tape here, fold it over, cover the window, and get all the body filler and bare metal areas covered in some of that Dominion Sure Seal and mounted back onto the truck. That's the first pass of the 2K. Let that dry for about 10 minutes and then hit it with another nice wet coat. So got a couple coats of primer down. Looks not bad. This line turned out not too bad so far. It's hard to tell, it's just in primer. Let this cure up for about an hour or so, and then bolt it back onto the truck because, like I say, we're supposed to get rain for the next 3 days. So, door back on truck. It's pretty good. Got beat up a little here, putting it back on, not a big deal. There's more work to be done. You can see the scratches. I can see the scratches. I don't know if you can see the scratches, but I can see the scratches in the bodywork. This is typical first run bodywork. Okay, now it's back on the truck. It looks decent. It looks like it's straight. From here on, I'll probably leave this door on the vehicle until it's ready for some paint, because it's way easier to take this glass out than it is to take this door off and put it back on, because there's just me and this hydraulic jack. So keep you guys up to date on the body work as I go along. So till then, as always guys, till the next one, peace.